What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Alienware m18 with a 7900M gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're going to play some Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite again, but at 1440. So hopefully it'll be decently smooth again, but there's only one way to find out, and that's for us to hop into the game and also hope that OBS doesn't randomly start just making the game look like it's getting horrible FPS, even though it's not. That happened in a couple of my videos recently, but hopefully it won't do that this time. But again, only one way to find out. Well, let's see how it runs at 1440 here on max settings. High was pretty decent, or 1080p high was pretty decent. It had some tiny little stutters though during gameplay, but they're the kind I don't think I'd notice without a frame time graph. Now, normally 1440p is a little smoother, so let's see if it follows suit. So, here we go. Let's see how we do. It always stutters during these little scenes, but let's see what it's like in the actual fight. Okay, doing a little better. There's still teeny tiny little stutters, but I'd definitely say this is doing better than it did at 1080p. Not by much, as there's still tiny little stutters. But definitely times where there aren't little stutters too, where it seemed like there was pretty much a constant stutter during the whole 1080p video, but I don't think I would have been able to notice that shit if I didn't have a frame rate counter. Most people do not play video games with frame rate counters up in the top corner. I only do for you guys. Other than that, I play without one. Unless I think a game is like, oh man, what the hell, this is feeling terrible all of a sudden. Then I'll turn it off for a second and be like, oh, what the fuck, I'm getting 40 FPS, what the hell happened? That happened in Stalker 2, actually. I was getting alright-ish FPS. The towns were a little wonky, where I'd get some pretty big drops, but it would still stay around 60-ish. Drop down in the high 50s sometimes, but then I got to the point where I had to dodge the fucking storm, and we all climbed into this little cellar. There was like 20-30 people in a tiny little confined space, and I was dropping down to like 41 to 47 FPS. So that's one of the times I was like, oh, what the hell happened? So I did turn it on, and it was like, oh yeah, no, we're definitely not getting no 60. Well, that game's just super CPU hungry. That's why it didn't surprise me when I heard that the Xbox Series X was like completely freezing up going into that first big town you go into. And I was like, oh yeah, it probably needs a second to do some calculations. I mean, I'm sure they can fix that, or at least they better be able to. No game should ever drop to 0 FPS under any circumstance. I get some have to drop a little under 30 and a little under 60 here and there, since they're not like, you know, top of the line PCs with the graphics out ultra or anything, but they still have some high and, you know, medium settings. And there's a couple games with the Pro that actually play maxed out now, so that's at least cool. But they're usually older PS4 games. They're not. I don't think there's any current day games that are like doing that. At least not true 8K anyway and 4K. It's all upscaled, but it is what it is. You gotta upscale out on PC too. It seems like upscaling's here to stay for everybody, if I'm honest. But my main thing with PC is choice. I love being able to play everybody's games. I like being able to choose my own peripherals. I like to be able to choose what I game on, whether it be a TV or a monitor or what have you. I mean, you can still, I'm pretty sure, plug a PS5 into a tiny little 27-inch monitor, but you're not going to get no 240 Hz and G-Sync and all that shit. That's all I mean by that.
We've known each
But
other for
I'm not one of those elitists that's like, no, they should just go away. Because then if they did, then, you know, people wouldn't be able to have a cheap way to game. And then there's the people that, like, slave all day on a PC at work, and the last thing they want to do is come home and game on PC. I get that. But me, I would never not have a PC as my main, but not a fanboy. It's not perfect. Some games stutter, as you've seen in a bunch of my videos. There's a lot of games that are smooth as butter, though. The funny thing is, you can have two systems that are really similar, and sometimes the weaker one will be smoother, even if it doesn't get as many FPS. Hell, a lot of the times that 9700X with the 4070 Ti Super is the smoothest PC as far as gaming is concerned. It's still a pretty damn expensive little bastard, but it's nowhere near as expensive as any of my other desktops. But I think that's mostly due to the CPU. That CPU is just awesome. As much as fun as everybody wanted to make about it, because it was kind of a bad value, let's be honest. 99.9% of everybody was better off getting the 7700X for like 260 bucks. But I wanted one that was good on heat for a little small form factor, and it seemed like right up its alley, so I paid a little extra. Now, it still gets pretty damn hot, but then it makes me think, shit, how hot would that other one have gotten in here? And I also don't have any fans or anything besides the fans on the things itself. So the CPU and the GPU basically just suck air right in from the two sides to cool themselves, and everything else is just passive. But haven't had anything overheat or give me any errors yet, so we'll see how long it lasts, though. For all I know, I'll get a year out of it, and then something will go, I was too hot, fuck you, I'm done. And of course, I will report if that does happen to happen.
Open the floodgates of magic!
But yeah, it definitely seems smoother. A little bit. There's times where it still has a stutter, but I'm definitely going to have to say it seems a little smoother than it did at 1080p. That happens quite frequently. 1080p is great for getting lots of FPS, but I've noticed lots of times at 1080p you also get lots of little stutters now. Because the GPU is sitting there waiting for your CPU no matter like what. You're like always going to be like bottlenecked in the CPU department at that point. Hey, we got him. I thought for sure he was going to get me. But anyway, now that we've got that little fight out of the way, let's go ahead and move along.
All right, let's
As
get
long
some
as we work as
gameplay
allies,
now.
we can become stronger. Let's go.
Who will come out on top? Ready. Fight!
I'll never give up!
That combo would have finished me off if she would have hit the right way.
Can you take this?
Apparently not.
Yeah. You're finished. I'll keep the peace in New Mexico City.
Alright, who should we try next?
Rocket Raccoon.
Rockets here to save the galaxy.
Doctor Strange.
Together, we shall open the door of truth.
Thor.
Or Odinson joins the fray.
Spider-Man.
All right. Flip out the ninja.
Believe. Fight. Thrive.
All right, who did it? Who put cat food in my rucksack?
The God of Thunder welcomes our formidable guests. Who will come out on top? Ready. Fight.
Let's dance!
Oh, wow. Yeah, too much time. At least I am with the last part of it. I can't use him worth a shit. But he's probably a great
All in a
character for
day's
those who
work
know how
for
to
your
use
friendly
him.
neighborhood Spider-Man.
But whatever. I'd say that's a great time for us to go wrap this video on up.
Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for this video. Seemed to run pretty damn smooth, besides, you know, in between the cutscenes, but I think it's gonna do on everything, as I've probably said a million times by now. Probably sound like a broken record, but not everybody watches every video, so still glad that it wasn't just completely stutterfest all the time. The Asus Chieftain Advantage seems to have trouble with these fighting games, I've noticed. It seems to have big stutters. This one, not so much. Probably a little teeny one here and there, but I wouldn't even notice that during the fights. But anyway, that's all I got for this particular video, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.